Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As always, I have to give my disclaimer. I am not a professional nail tech, I am just a girl DIYing my nails at home. Alright everyone, this is where we are starting today. Before I remove the nails, I wanted to show you guys my inspo for my next design. I saw this on Pinterest and I just fell in love with this, so I'm going to try to recreate it. But first things first, I have to remove this old set. So I'm going to start by pushing back my cuticles, and then I'm going to file off the old design. I like to use this cuticle bit to remove that dead dry skin that forms around my cuticles. After that, I go in with a lint-free wipe with rubbing alcohol to remove the dust. I always say you can always just use a paper towel. Now I'm going in with the number one from Kiara Sky's Jelly Tips collection. It's just a bond, I believe. And then after the bond, I'm going to be using a primer. After my primer, I go in with my base gel. So I'm going to do one coat of it on my natural nails and then put that under the UV light for 30 seconds. You can always extend it down to the length of your nail, but it doesn't matter. I just put it on my natural nails. Next, you're going to grab your builder gel. This is the one that I have. It's the gel-in one. And I also have my gel nail brush. Now, when you purchase gel, builder gel online from Amazon or eBay or whatever the case may be, usually it doesn't come with the builder gel brush. So you have to purchase that separately. But make sure it says for builder gel. Okay, because there are different kind of brushes out there and not all of them can handle the weight of builder gel. So whenever, if you're ever buying builder gel online, if you're not buying the kit that comes with everything on it, then you make sure you buy the builder gel brush so that you can apply your gel nails. Builder gel leaves a sticky layer after being cured. So you want to wipe that off with your lint-free wipe and rubbing alcohol. If you don't wipe it off, you're going to end up with a lot of gunk in your files. So the best thing to do is just to wipe that sticky layer off, and then you won't have to worry about your files having all that buildup on it. Okay, before starting with the design, I want to take a look back at the inspo for this design, okay? This is what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to start off by doing the sculpted portion with this sculpting gel, and that's going to give me those squiggle lines that are shiny. So I'm going to start off by doing the curves with the builder gel. And once I'm happy with the way it looks, I'm going to place that under the UV light for 30 seconds. Now I'm going to paint the bottom half of my nails with this jelly white. I know the original photo, it's like a off-white and green. I'm actually going to do a jelly white with like a deep burgundy because I didn't want to do green. So I ended up doing I think I did 3 coats of this jelly white because it was so opaque. So I ended up doing 3 coats. The next step was to get my the color that I was going to use and put that on a dish because I will have to paint with the nail art brush. My initial thought was to use these nail stickers that I have and like put them next to each other. So I'll put three in a row and then remove the middle one and then put that as a spacer for the next one so that there's even amount of space between each line. But what I quickly realized was that these stickers were not sticky enough, so any movement was just gonna disrupt my whole design. So yeah, this is where I struggled a little bit. So after removing them, my next thought was to use the nail guides that I typically use to do my nail designs, but I've never used the straight line ones. So my thought was to use them to make the guides for the straight line. But the only issue was that these were not all the same size. So it starts from the smallest and goes to bigger. I think only two of them are the same size. So my issue was going to be that the spaces between each line were not going to be the same. So I thought maybe if I use like two or three of them and then just reuse them for all of my nails, maybe it'll work. But the issue was that the space between each line was not going to be even. I just had to eyeball it. Okay, now at this point, I got through my first hurdle. My second hurdle was my nail art brush. I've had my nail art brushes for over 5 years now, and they are stiff and they just don't do the job like they're supposed to. So yeah, a lot of the nail polish ended up dripping underneath the strips, but that's okay because these strips, like I don't know, for some reason I feel like they're UV protected because any gel polish that seeps under it after I cure, I'm just able to wipe it off. So I ended up doing two coats of the burgundy, and then I took off the strips just to see how it looked, and then just so that I can know if I should continue with the same method. I was so nervous about unveiling this because I didn't have any more ideas. But luckily, after I wiped off the dripped paint, like it didn't look bad. I was actually really impressed. Obviously, the lines are not perfect, but like it looked much better than I expected. So I was really happy with the first one. Yeah, and if you couldn't tell, I was so proud of myself. I just kept looking at it like, wow, I can't believe that I actually did this. Like, this was crazy. I've never pushed myself like this and to achieve something so beautiful. So I was just happy with myself. So now I just have to recreate the same process four more times. So I'm using the same exact strips that I used on my pinky, which is why you see me struggling to stick them on a little bit. But um, for my ring finger, I did use one that was a little bit bigger and it created a big gap between the lines, but that's okay. It's just one finger. I decided to reuse the other ones that are smaller, and for the rest of them, they look pretty good. And I also want to take this time to give all nail techs their flowers because sometimes we see these nails, you're like, oh, I can do that. I even saw this picture. I thought, oh, I can do that. This is hard to do, and mind you, I'm using guides. A lot of these nail techs do it freehand. So much respect to all nail techs. You guys are amazing artists. You guys really know what you're doing. I am just a beginner and I am struggling. So I know that you guys are amazing and you guys deserve all the flowers that you can get. Okay, the last part of the design is to add the chrome powder on the curved lines that I did with the sculpted gel. So I'm just carefully placing that on top. It's not really the color that I wanted, but it worked. Okay, the last and final step is applying your top coat to protect that design that I worked so hard on. So I'm putting the top coat on a dish and using my nail art brush because I don't want to mess with the chrome powder. So I'm first placing the top coat on the chrome powder and then I'm going to put it for the rest of my nails. And these are the final results. I have to say these nails are probably in my top 3 favorite nail designs that I ever done on myself. Now, don't look too closely because you're going to see all the mistakes, but from far away, these nails were beautiful. Like, I love this so much. I will definitely recreate these nails again. Let me know what you guys think.